Hello, everyone. Welcome again to another edition of Storytime with Robbie. This is a very special edition of Storytime with Robbie because we are celebrating teachers on this edition of Storytime with Robbie. It is all teacher-themed books on Storytime with Robbie today. So I have I've got four incredible teacher stories for you today. So get ready for it. I'm going to be reading The Teacher's Pet by Annika Monrose Rissy, and I will be reading I Quit Grade 1 by Nancy Wilcox Richards, and I will be reading Because You Are My Teacher by Sherry North, and I will be reading Teachers Rock by Todd Parr. Hope you enjoy. Let's get started. Alrighty, everybody. The first story I'm going to read today is The Teacher's Pet by Annika Monrose Rissy. Let's get started. On the day the science project hatched, our whole class was amazed. We'd never seen Mr. Stricker so excited. I always wanted a pet, he said. Our tadpoles grew and grew. Soon it was time to release them into the wild. But Mr. Stricker said we could keep just one. We chose Bruno. Bruno had been the last frog to hatch, and he was the smallest. Sniff, sniff, we brought in bugs and worms to feed him, but he preferred eating our markers and our scissors and our books. Look how he's growing, Mr. Stricker said. Our teacher was right. Bruno grew and grew and grew and grew. Everyone could see that Bruno was trouble. Everyone except Mr. Stricker. Crunch, munch. He was very energetic, our teacher said, just like a pet should be. Roar! See, he loves to play. Smash! I'm sure he didn't mean to. Thrum! Isn't he adorable? But Mr. Stricker, we said, look at how clever he is. Achoo! Poor thing, he's allergic. Whoop! I love him. Something had to be done. We held a class meeting at recess. Everyone agreed Bruno had to go. He had grown and grown into a bigger and bigger problem. We just couldn't keep him. But how would we convince Mr. Stricker? We tried to tell him Bruno snores during silent reading. He farts for show and tell. He hogs the swings. He eats our homework, but Mr. Stricker wouldn't listen. You're overreacting, our teacher said. Bruno wouldn't hurt a gulp. Hurt a thing. Gulp. Before Mr. Stricker could finish, Bruno had swallowed him whole. Give him back, we demanded. Give him back now. But Bruno wouldn't listen. We begged, we shouted, we made threats, we tried bribes, but Bruno's stubbornness grew and grew. We had to get our teacher out of there. But how? Let my teacher go! Free Mr. Stricker now! Free Mr. Stricker now! I know the plant. The plant, we agreed. We held it under Bruno's nose. His sniffles grew and grew and grew until finally, sniffle, sniffle, achoo! Mr. Stricker flew out like a snot rocket. He shook Bruno's slime from his ears. Good news, he said. I found the missing homework. Brr! It's time to release Bruno into the wild, we said. He's not meant to live in a classroom. We'd never seen Mr. Stricker so sad. We walked Bruno to the frog pond and said goodbye. Mr. Stricker squeezed Bruno into a giant hug. You were a wonderful pet, he said, but I think you will be happier out here where you belong. Bruno blinked 4 times and unfurled his tongue and gave our teacher's face a lick. Then he jumped into the pond with a splash. Maybe he'll come back to visit, we said. Mr. Stricker's smile grew and grew. The next day, our new science project hatched. Soon, it was time to release the butterflies into the wild. Mr. Stricker said, maybe this one would make a good pet. But we had an even better idea. We helped him choose the perfect one. The end. Alrighty, everybody. The second story I'm going to read today is I Quit Grade 1 by Nancy Wilcox Richards. Mrs. Carter told us this is the last week she'll be teaching us. She's leaving because she's having a baby. That means we have to have a new teacher for the rest of the year. But a new teacher won't know how we do things. I told Mom and Dad about Mrs. Carter leaving. Dad said, "Don't worry, Stella. I'm sure it will be fine." And Mom said, "You'll probably love your new teacher." But they don't understand. How will the new teacher know that I need help tying my shoelaces? Or that I don't sit next to Liam because when no one's looking, he tries to pinch me? Or that I only like to read books from the blue bin because they have more pictures? The next day, I went to talk to the principal, Mrs. Fielding. Mrs. Strawbridge said he was in a meeting. She said I could write him a letter instead. I worked on my letter after school. It took a long time. Dear Mr. Fielding, I am sad Mrs. Carter isn't going to be my teacher anymore. Can you train the new teacher to be just like her? Here are some tips. The new teacher should tell jokes every day. Here is my favorite one. Knock, knock. Who's there? Canoe. Canoe who? Canoe, help me with my homework. I also said that we should do art 3 or 4 times a week. Mrs. Carter only did art once a week, but I'm sure she would want us to have it more often. The new teacher should have boxes of glitter, different sizes of googly eyes and paint, not just the boring colors either. We need colors like ocean blue, raspberry red, and jungle green. Miss Carter once told us she has eyes in the back of her head. I have not actually seen them, but I know she sees everything that happens. The new teacher should have them too, especially for when Liam pours his glue on Ilis's desk. And last, I wrote that the new teacher has to really like kids, not like Mrs. Collins, the grade 4 teacher. He only pretends to like us if there's only another teacher around. I begged Mr. Fielding to please not hire a mean teacher. Otherwise, I'll have to quit grade 1. Mrs. Strawbridge let me take the note right to Mr. Fielding in his office. I wasn't sure Mr. Fielding would write back, but he did. There was a letter waiting for me the next day. Dear Stella, thank you for writing with its wonderful suggestions. Everyone at Mapleview Elementary will miss Mrs. Carter when she is away. Your new teacher, Mr. Green, that would be a boring paint color, wouldn't it? Will be at our school today. He has some free time at recess. If you'd like to meet him before he starts on Monday, drop by the office on your way to play. Sincerely, Mr. Fielding. On my way outside for recess, I stopped by the office. Mr. Fielding wasn't there, but a tall man was looking out the window at the kids on the playground. I realized he must be Mr. Green. Without even turning around, he said, "You must be Stella. How did he know I was in the room?" "It's so nice to meet you," he said. "I'm Mr. Green, your new teacher." He went to a desk piled high with boxes. "I don't suppose you could help me sort out this paint." He pointed to the boxes. Inside were bottles of paint labeled Dragon's Blood, Natural Cheese, and Salty Tears. "Aren't those the funniest names for paint?" Mr. Green laughed. Mr. Green had a bushy beard. His eyes crinkled when he laughed, and his eyebrows looked like wiggly caterpillars. "That paint reminds me of a riddle," he said. "What do you call cheese that isn't yours?" Before I had a chance to answer, he blurted out, "Natural cheese." I laughed so hard I hiccuped. We finished sorting out the paints. Mr. Green said, "I'll see you in class on Monday, Stella. Enjoy the rest of your recess." I know everything was going to be okay because just as I was leaving the office, Mr. Green called me back. "Stella," he said. He was looking down at my feet. "Let me help tie your shoelaces. I noticed they're coming undone." I smiled at Mr. Green. I couldn't wait to tell my mom and dad all about my new teacher. The end. And so, alrighty everybody, the third story I'm going to read today is Because You Are My Teacher by Sherry North. Here we go. If we had a schooner, we would have our class at sea and study the Atlantic where the great blue whales roam free. If we had some camels, we would trek through desert lands to see the ancient pyramids rising from the sands. If we had a chopper, we would soar above the cone of a rumbling volcano as it churns out liquid stone. If we had sleek ski gear, we would cross a land at our Arctic fields to find the spot where penguin chicks are eating their first meals. If we had a river raft, we would tour the Amazon and listen as the howler monkeys growl their spooky song. If we had hot air balloons, we would set out on a quest to study China's Great Wall from the east end to the west. If we had a submarine, we would see amazing sights in the deepest, darkest ocean where the fish make their own lights. If we had an off-road truck, we would ride Savannah trails, where Africa's young elephants hold on to mother tails. If we had swift kayaks, we would plunge through twists and falls, exploring the Grand Canyon where the river carves the walls. If we had hang gliders, we would get a bird's eye view of the Australian outback and the large red kangaroo. If we had an airboat, we would roam the Everglades where alligators stalk their prey and lizards change their shades. If we had a gondola, we would glide beneath the stars in Venus where the people ride in boats instead of cars. If we had a rocket, we would study Earth from space with 7 sprawling continents. Our home is quite a place. Our classroom is our vessel, always headed someplace new. Because you are our teacher, we'll explore the world with you. The end. Alrighty, everybody. The fourth story I'm going to read today is Teachers Rock by Todd Parr. Here we go. Now, I love my teachers because they love coming to school and they make you love it too. Teachers help you learn new things. 100 plus 100 minus 10 is 190. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 minus 5 is 5. Spelling bee. Skunk. Welcome. First day of school. Skunk. Teachers encourage you to be creative. They help you find new talents. Music matters. Teachers read to you. Reading makes you feel good. They play games with you too. Teachers are always willing to help students in need. Sometimes teachers make you laugh. Sometimes they make you feel better. Teachers let you share all your favorite things. Show and tell. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z, 1, 2. Teachers make the classroom a great place to be. Do wear new underwear on the first day of school. Don't bring it for show and tell. They make sure students have everything they need. We love teachers. 100. Teachers help you make new friends. Special Friends Day. Teachers have lots of celebrations. Macaroni and cheese party. Happy Valentine's Day, XO. Halloween. Pajama party. Teachers make you yummy snacks. Snack day. They take you on field trips. School bus. Teachers love when your families come to visit. Welcome everyone. Teachers can be just like you and me. Underwear. Monday. Teachers encourage you to try your best. Most of all, they love to see you succeed. Congratulations. Uh-oh, it's okay. Teachers are very special. They help you learn new things and they take care of you. Don't forget to thank them every day. That end. Love, Todd. That end. Righty, everybody. Really hope you enjoyed the books today. Really hope you enjoyed the teacher-themed books today. Thank you so much again for joining me and for watching. It's always a pleasure being with you and reading with you. Have a fabulous rest of your day, and thank you. And thank you so much to all the teachers out there who help children out there to learn and grow at school and all. We all really appreciate it, and I will see you here on the next edition of Storytime with Robbie. I will see you then. Bye.